Where is the kingdom of God? Every experience that comes our way is a test to establish which level of spiritual maturity our earthly self has reached. The way we react to the people and events in our lives reveals this more than anything else. This lifetime is an extra special one for everybody because it presents all of us with many opportunities for finding some true enlightenment through being initiated into the higher and highest mysteries of life. Having a much better idea of God's nature and our own by now, it's not hard to see that this is highly unlikely to consist of what the Buddhists call nirvana. Each one of us contains God's energies, and they are of a dynamic and expansive nature. Ceaselessly creating, they are constantly bringing new worlds into being and destroying old ones that have outlived their usefulness. To my mind, human beings find their greatest enlightenment when they become aware that all life, including their own, is subject to universal laws. Of particular relevance here are those of evolution and of karma. From the moment someone becomes aware of the existence of these laws, the universe places the instrument for their own redemption and that of our world into their own hands. Even the slowest one of us eventually grasps that if they endeavor to give only of the good and the best they are capable of, nothing but more of the same can in due course return to them. That is exactly what is going to happen in the age of Aquarius, as ever more focus their whole attention on sending only kind and loving thoughts, words and deeds into our world. And this, my dear friends, is the only way the long-promised new heaven and earth can come into being. Each and every one of us has to make their own contribution towards bringing into being an ever more peaceful world and the long-promised golden age of plenty, when violence, crime and war, suffering and pain have been overcome, and greed and selfishness are no longer known. The energies of the Aquarian age are influencing us and everything else in our world ever more powerfully. A great deal of spiritual progress can be made by everybody who is willing to put their hands to the wheel and get to work on improving their own character by bringing forth from within themselves their own highest Christ qualities. As soon as these have taken over a sufficiently great part of our earthly self, it is no longer difficult to accept that everything that has ever happened, and still is taking place in our world, has always served a wise higher purpose. The awareness of this, hand in hand with God and the angels, makes it much easier to face up to any challenges that our karmic debts may still have to present us. It is good to rest safely in the knowledge that they will always be with us, ready and willing to show us the way and help us to work our way through anything. It is no empty promise that, when we do our best, God will do the rest. The universal law of compensation will eventually bless each one of us for everything we had to endure during our lifetimes on the earth with a glorious reward. This recompense will not come about in some never land, but in the here and now. An ever stronger faith of not merely believing but knowing through our own experiences that the highest forces are always taking care of us is the finest gift anyone can hope to receive. Each one of us is a special and unique being. And the development of the characteristics of our higher Christ nature as well as the many talents the universe had bestowed upon each one of us in rich measure can only take place in earthly life. It's well worth every small effort we make, as once we have found both of them they will forever be ours. Once gained, our unwavering faith in God as well as our character qualities, good, bad and indifferent ones, are the only things we can take with us each time we depart from this plane into the world of spirit. From there they will accompany us into all future lifetimes, wherever they may be spent. Anyone who is willing to serve the highest forces by working unselfishly and unstintingly, under their guidance and protection, for the good of the whole are sure to find the angels assisting them in many surprising ways. It is in their power to provide us with everything we shall ever require. They are in charge of our lives and always see to it that we make the right contacts and get the resources we truly need. It's their task to assist each one of with fulfilling the purpose of their present earthly existence at this very special time of transformation and rebirth of humankind's spiritual nature. They show where our contributions towards blessing and healing ourselves, each other and our world are most effective. Through the angels the Spirit of the Universal Christ with the help of the Jesus legend told us, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God." That raises the age-old question, where is this kingdom? This tale has been their way of guiding the consciousness of our world into the gradual realization that the whole of creation is God's kingdom and that God is in everything that is. This, however, would only reveal itself when the story could be understood from the higher esoteric viewpoint. In the fullness of time, every earthling will be aware that God's kingdom is not somewhere out there, but dwells in the very core of everyone's own being. God's kingdom is an inner state of consciousness. It never was or will be a place to which anyone goes on a physical plane of life. It's the realization that on every level of life and in all life forms the Creator's consciousness is present. The corollary of this is that our physical bodies are as much part of God as their indwelling spirits and souls. And whatever is in God is also in us, and as above, so below applies throughout the whole of creation. And because on the inner level of life there is no separation between anything, God is as much part of our physical bodies as being our highest spiritual consciousness. The awakening of the divine spark of the Christ Spirit manifests itself through a constantly increasing love to do that which is good and right. This proves to the wise ones in charge of our spiritual development in the background of earthly life that we really are willingly following our inner guidance, the living God within, not merely saying so. Lip service is no good where spiritual matters are concerned. Everything has to be for real. This ensures that, whenever we are in need of support of any kind and ask God and the angels for it, without specifying what form it should take, it unfailingly comes. The angels in their role of divine messengers are utterly dependable and trustworthy. As executors of the great plan of life, they are familiar with the great Father's/Mother's will. Following their instructions, they are showing each one of us our place in this plan. Part of their work is helping us to find the special task during the transformations of the Aquarian age that has been assigned to us. Having been taught by our own life's experiences that it's safe to trust implicitly that whatever guidance we receive from them intuitively will always be good and right, we do not find it hard to say, "Thy will, Great Spirit, not mine."